One.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar, Is Your Liver the Key to Better Health? We're glad you joined us for this. I'm Trudy Bledsoe. Tonya and I will be sharing info tonight that we think will be really valuable information for your life, for your family, and for your friends. Together, we have over 50 years of combined experience in the field of health and wellness. We work with a whole team of people. You can see some of them there on the right bottom, and we just plain have fun learning about health and wellness. Remember, this info is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. So please consult your physician before making changes in your diet, your exercise, and your supplementation. So get ready, grab a notebook and pen, focus for the next 20 to 25 minutes as we share with you some facts about the liver that you might not know. These are some of the webinars that we've previously done, and they are archived. We'll give that address close to the end, but we like to cover all kinds of health topics, and our goal is always to share information that you're not going to find somewhere else. So we are excited that you joined us tonight. Tonya, take it away.
Okay, first, I always like to do a little anatomy lesson first. I want you to really get a good idea of where your liver is located because a lot of people just don't know. So the liver is located on the right side of your body, just under the right rib cage, about the 5th rib down to the very bottom rib. Then, when we look at this next slide, we'll get a better picture of what's going on in the area of the liver. So you can see that the liver sits just below the diaphragm, and actually your diaphragm is attached to your liver, and there's a ligament that runs between the two lobes of the liver that firmly attaches the diaphragm to the liver. And then just underneath the liver is the gallbladder. And then you can see that the stomach sits to the right side of the liver underneath, and the intestines are below that. So this will kind of give you a frame of reference for what we're talking about. And then this is a little bit more in-depth picture of the liver. The liver is composed of 2 lobes, the left lobe and the right lobe. And you can see that the right lobe is larger than the left lobe. And then underneath the liver is the gallbladder. And the gallbladder and the liver, which are situated just above the stomach, work together with the stomach to be part of the digestive system. Now let's talk about some statistics, because the liver is the largest organ in the body. It weighs about 3 pounds, and actually it's about the size of a football. It's classified as a gland. It's the only organ in the body that can completely regenerate itself. So this is how that works. Your liver, because it is designed to handle a lot of toxins, has to regenerate itself regularly. So about every 90 days, 90 to 120 days, your liver is basically a brand new liver. You actually can lose between 75 and 85% of your liver, and it will regrow in 2 to 4 weeks. It will be mostly regrown to its original size in 2 to 4 weeks, and within 6 months to a year, a doctor would not be able to tell what is new tissue growth and what was the original portion of the liver that was there. It's pretty amazing. Because the liver performs over 500 different functions a day, it's really important to protect our liver. Now, this slide and the slide that follows it has a lot of text on it, and I'm not going to read that, but I want to point it out to you because when this gets posted on my website, go back and take a few minutes, slow the video down, and read the different components that the liver is responsible for. We think of it primarily for digestion and detoxification, but actually, as you can see here, there are a lot of different systems and functions that are supported by the liver. I'll go into some of those in more detail in just a moment, but I just want to touch on a few of these on this list. Primarily the regulation of blood levels of amino acids. And that's important because the amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And if that regulation of amino acids isn't working properly, you can lose some muscle tone because your body wouldn't be producing the proteins in the right amounts to support not only muscle tone, but also cellular repair. The liver is also involved in immunity, of course, digestion and detoxification, which we talked about briefly. Hormone production. Most people don't think about the liver in response to hormone production, but it is an organ that produces hormones as well. Mental health. How does it affect mental health? Well, if your hormones are tremendously out of balance, your mental health will be also. glucose regulation, cholesterol metabolism, fat storage. That is a huge thing that the liver is responsible for. So for people who are having trouble losing weight, the liver might actually be the culprit there. Production of blood, regulation of blood pressure, deregulating excess hormones, iron storage, carbohydrate storage, and storage of the A-dec vitamins and B12. And actually, when your liver is healthy, it can store up to a year's worth of the A-dec and B12 vitamins. Your liver is extremely smart. It knows when to detoxify, when and how to get the toxins out of your body, whether through urine or stool, when to store the macronutrients, meaning carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, when to store vitamins, and then when to release those back into the blood. It's extremely phenomenal, all the things that the liver does. So now I want to take just a couple of minutes and highlight some critical connections between the liver and other things that you might not associate with liver health. So first of all, the liver and weight. When the liver is overburdened by excess sugar, it stores it as fat. That can create an inflammatory response that's been linked to heart disease, cancer, and even Alzheimer's. And it can create fatty liver syndrome, which can wreak havoc on your health as well. So if your liver isn't functioning appropriately or functioning at its best, then it can cause you to have difficulty losing weight. The second critical connection that I want to highlight is your liver function and Alzheimer's. If your liver is not functioning the way that it's designed to function, if it's sluggish and it's not functioning well, then it can produce a protein that's been shown to be elevated by people with Alzheimer's disease. And this pro-inflammatory protein weakens the blood-brain barrier and can cause people to exhibit signs of Alzheimer's and dementia. And actually, some pretty strong correlation between multiple studies show this liver enzyme or this liver protein and Alzheimer's are very closely linked. The next critical connection I want to highlight is our liver and hormone health. There are two main phases of the liver that work to detoxify toxins and to deregulate excess hormones from the body. So for most people, this first phase of the liver works really efficiently, but the second phase gets sluggish, and that causes the toxins and the hormones to get backed up. And when that happens, they recirculate in the body, and that contributes to hormonal imbalance. So for many women who are experiencing long-term menopausal symptoms or having trouble regulating their hormones, the problem often isn't so much the hormone, but the liver's ability to handle those hormones and recirculating excess hormones. And so if hormone balance is a problem, then the liver is one of the first places to start with balancing the hormones. Now, in a previous webinar, we talked about heart health and cholesterol in particular. The liver and cholesterol are very intricately linked. And that's because most cholesterol is actually made in the liver, and then it's utilized where it's needed in the body. But certain forms of cholesterol can cause health issues, including damage to the liver, actually. One of the functions of the liver is to break down cholesterol. So your liver both makes cholesterol because it's necessary for your brain and hormone production, and other tissues of your body need cholesterol. But often we get too much in our food combined with what our body produces, and that creates an excess. If your liver is not working properly, it can cause that cholesterol to build up in the body, particularly in the arteries around the heart. So in our previous webinar, we talked about the difference in HDL and LDL. So I want to just give you a picture of how the liver is involved in cholesterol regulation in the body. So HDL, if you'll remember, is what we consider the healthy cholesterol. It's really just a transportation molecule. HDL, the transportation molecule, picks up cholesterol and it takes it to the liver. And anything that's in excess gets dismantled and broken apart by the liver and then eliminated through the body. The liver is producing its own cholesterol, and then the LDL transportation molecules, or often what we refer to as bad cholesterol, then distributes that to the parts of the body that need the cholesterol. The problem comes in when the liver isn't functioning well. And then the liver is making its own cholesterol, and we're getting cholesterol from the foods that we eat. And the LDL has an excess to send out from the body, and then it dumps that excess in the arteries around the heart. And so this is how, you can see from this little diagram, how the liver is vitally involved in the process of cholesterol regulation in the body. So again, just to remind you, the liver is about the size of a football, and the liver is the star player of the body and deserves VIP status. We really have to take care of our liver. It's very important. So let's spend a second talking about fatty liver disease. What is fatty liver disease? It's just an increased buildup of fat in the liver. And a lot of people used to believe that fatty liver disease was only related to excess alcohol consumption, but that's actually not true. People who never touch alcohol can get fatty liver disease. Some of the major risk factors include obesity and type 2 diabetes, and often they don't even have any symptoms, but it can cause fatigue and weight loss or weight gain, and sometimes abdominal pain. And there isn't a treatment for fatty liver disease except for changing your diet, exercising, and getting on the appropriate supplements for that. So here are some of the risk factors that may increase your risk of liver disease: heavy alcohol use, obesity, type 2 diabetes, tattoos and body piercings, and then toxins from any place. So chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, any kind of toxin or chemical that comes into contact with your body has to go to your liver to be appropriately dismantled and deactivated so that it can leave your body. And of course, prescription and over-the-counter medications can damage your liver as well. On the top left quadrant of this picture, you can see what a healthy liver should look like. It actually has a very rubbery look to it, but then you can see the progression of various stages of liver disease on the other images. And we certainly want to make sure that our liver stays nice and smooth and healthy like it is designed to be. All right, you know I like my analogy, so I'm going to give you a picture of what's really going on in the liver. And this is a beautiful example of what happens in our liver every minute of every single day. In the liver, every single thing that comes into our body by mouth or by contact, inhalation of chemicals, the things that come into our body will go to our liver to be handled, okay? So all of the toxins that come into our body have to go to the liver to be processed, to be broken down into a safe form to exit the body. But then the liver also handles the macronutrients that we take in for nourishment, our carbohydrates, our fats, and our protein, and of course cholesterol, which the body needs. It's handling hormone production, so there's constantly something going in and out of the liver, and it is a very intricate process with how we're divinely created. The problem comes in when the liver gets sluggish, and then all of the things that are moving in and out of the liver become kind of like rush hour traffic, okay? And things get backed up and stalled, and then the liver has to prioritize what gets through. And usually that's toxins, and then fat is kind of like, well, it doesn't kill you immediately, so the liver just kind of stores it on the outside of the liver, hoping to be able to get to it later. And it does kind of the same thing with cholesterol, and that's how we end up with fatty liver when our liver is sluggish. Anyone is susceptible to fatty liver. If our liver is sluggish, then the liver can't handle all of the things it's being asked to do. And like rush hour traffic, everything gets backed up, and that is damaging to our liver. Some of the symptoms of liver problems might include yellowing skin or eyes, the whites of the eyes looking a little bit yellow, some abdominal pain and swelling in the ankles and legs. Those are some of the more serious ones once liver issues have gotten to a critical point. But even things like itchy skin and changes in the color of urine and stool, fatigue, nausea, loss of appetite, bruising easily, and insomnia. Insomnia is a big one. We'll talk about that again in a second. Weight gain or loss, hormonal imbalances, and elevated cholesterol can all be signs of liver problems where your liver needs extra support. Now, here's an interesting fact. Your liver is most active between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. It's kind of your liver's own cleansing cycle, if you will. And so if you wake up consistently between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., it is most likely because your liver needs additional support. So if you have a habit of waking up frequently at night, take the time to look at the clock and see what time it is. And if it's consistently between 1 and 3 a.m., then it's definitely a sign that your liver needs some additional support. So what can you do to give your liver the support it needs? First of all, take action and be aware of your body and your symptoms. We've got to get good, really good at listening to our bodies, paying attention to symptoms and not writing it off. Maybe all of you are as guilty as I have been of knowing that my car needed an oil change. And so when the light came on, I kind of ignored it for another week or two because I knew it wasn't anything serious. I just knew it was time for an oil change. Our body gives us signals like that all day, every day. And if we get really good at listening and reading those symptoms, we can often avert a very serious problem because we're making adjustments as we go along. Be intentional about your diet, exercise consistently, maintain a healthy weight. That's really critical to liver health. Add appropriate supplements and avoid toxic chemicals. That is one of the most important things that you can do. So let's talk about how you can support liver health. First of all, consume plenty of cruciferous vegetables. And guys, these are the ones that we typically avoid. They're kale and broccoli, the ones that have a strong taste and sometimes a bitter taste. So the bitter herbs and the bitter vegetables, not the sweet ones, but the ones that are more bitter, those are the ones that have the sulforaphane in them that help to support liver health. So that's really important. Healthy lean proteins, green tea, turmeric, and liver support supplements. And we're going to talk about those specifically in just a moment. It's not enough to just eat the right things. It's also really important to protect your liver from an overload of the things that stress the liver and make it sluggish. And number one on that list is sugar. We want to keep the sugars in our diet very low. So the recommendation is no more than 30 to 35 grams of sugar a day in our diet from all sources, including fruit. Keeping alcohol consumption low. If you have liver problems or a history of liver problems, then practically no alcohol. Plastics, again, you can't avoid plastics in your environment, but don't heat your food in anything plastic. Don't heat up your food in a microwave in a plastic container. Only use glass. Don't cover it with saran wrap to heat it up. Don't drink hot drinks out of plastic containers. Those add toxins to your body. You want to avoid those. Pesticides in all forms, not just what gets sprayed on your lawn, but pesticides in the foods that you eat as well. Avoid them as much as possible and make sure that you rinse fruits and vegetables with a cleansing solution that helps to get some of that off. Toxins from other places, over-the-counter medications, and even some prescription medications when you can avoid them. And then contaminated supplements. You guys, I'm super passionate about this, and I won't get on my soapbox very long, but I cannot tell you enough how risky it is to take supplements that you do not know whether or not they're contaminated. And it's not going to be on the label, okay? It's not going to say on the label that it contains arsenic or lead or mercury, but it's going to be in there for most supplements. There is a supplement company that is readily sold. I can go a lot of places in my town and get it right now. And it has been linked to liver failure, liver transplants, and death in people. And it is still on the market because those deaths were in other countries and some of the liver issues that happened in this country weren't definitively proven. Because do you know why? The company itself did a study and said, oh, we don't find any link between liver failure and our product. So I'm going to get off that soapbox for now, but just know that contaminated supplements is a big cause of liver toxicity. Exercise is important. It keeps everything moving through your liver smoothly, and it promotes health in all areas. So make sure that you get cardiovascular exercise every week. And then supplements, okay? The liver needs extra nutrients. It does a lot of work, and so it needs extra nutrients for support. So beyond just the basic vitamins and minerals, there are herbal supplements that can help support the liver's basic functions as well, and we'll let you know what those are in a moment. But like I said, supplements can be contaminated with the very thing. You can take a liver supplement and actually be damaging your liver in the process if it's contaminated. So you want to make sure that your supplements are safe, tested, proven, and guaranteed. And this is my favorite proof of how important it is to know that, because this x-ray doesn't lie. You can see the circles on this x-ray are vitamin supplements that are passing through the body completely undissolved and unabsorbed. So they're certainly not benefiting the body, and they might also be tainted with contaminants that are harmful to the liver, which is why 20 years ago, I deliberately chose Shackley as my brand partner and for my own health because they're a company that I trust. They have over 100 years of experience in producing safe quality supplements. And not only that, but they test, and more tests, over 100,000 quality tests every single year on the products. Over 100 clinical studies have been published, and they are the most researched and developed products that are on the market right now. The landmark study is one of the most comprehensive long-term supplement studies that has ever been done, and it compared Shackley users over a 20-year period who use products for 20 years to people who use no supplements or other brands of supplements. And in every single health biomarker tested, people who use Shackley products tested better for the health biomarkers than even people who use other brands of supplements. So the proof is there. And now Trudy's going to talk to us about where we start with the supplement foundation and some very important liver support herbs.
Thank you, Tonya. That was great. A really quick run through right here. It's always smart to start with the foundation. And in Shackley, the foundation would be either the multivitamin on the left or our daily vitamin strip if you would like to upgrade to more vitamins other than just the multi, and the protein. These are synergistic with each other because the protein is the building block of every cell and the vitamins are feeding the cell. Now, specifically, we've talked about liver, and Shackley has a product called Liver DTX. It's a very safe product that will gently detox the liver. It helps to maintain normal bile flow. It helps your body to excrete toxic compounds, and it has several botanicals in it that are there. Shackley put them together because they protect and detox the liver. So we're going to look at just a few of those. You see them on the list, and I've broken them down just really quickly. You can look at the video again and read all of these. I just want to point out one or two things. And that's, first of all, let's start with milk thistle seed extract. The most important thing on here, there's a lot of stuff on here, but it supports the body's ability to actually make the proteins that help to regenerate liver cells. It contains the natural bioflavonoid called silymarin, which has antioxidant properties that help maintain the integrity of the liver. And it has a lot of more things that it's impactful for. Now, turmeric it helps a lot of things, but it's mostly important right here. It helps to restore the liver function. Schizandra is also in there because it helps to protect the liver. If all of these chemicals are going through the liver, it's like a big chemical factory, then you need some protection. And it's in there for many reasons, but protection is the one I want to point out. Reishi mushroom is a powerful antioxidant. It also protects and detoxifies the liver, does many other things, including it's used in the treatment of viral hepatitis. Dandelion, those things that are pesky in our yard, they actually have health benefits. They help with bile flow, they're a strong antioxidant, and right here, they help to eliminate compounds that are detoxified by the liver so that they don't get reabsorbed into the body. Artichoke, it helps to reduce LDL cholesterol. It's also used in the treatment of fatty liver. And just like Tonya said, all herbal supplements are also not created equal. And there are two advanced tests that you want to look for. Now, considering the thousands of herbal supplements that are on the market and the fact that testing for product purity is not required by the FDA, you got to be careful what products you're choosing. Shackley screens for over 350 contaminants, pesticides, and impurities on every botanical ingredient, and Shackley uses both of these advanced tests. Also, when you come to cleaners, if you want to get rid of the toxic cleaners in your house, we invite you to take a look at Shackley's non-toxic cleaners. Very safe, very cost-effective, and you're not going to be messing with your liver during all this because they're very safe. And it's an excellent replacement for every cleaner that you typically get in the store. Now, the 7-Day Healthy Cleanse also has Liver DTX in it and some other products that help to detox the body. Tonya, tell us what's next.
All right, just some simple steps to improving your liver health. First of all, just choose to make your health a priority. Make some simple lifestyle changes that support better health. And connect with a person who shared this information with you, and they can help you get started on the path or connect you with someone who can to better health. And finally, go to my website, liveamazing365.com. Go to the tab that says Insights. If you have not been there, our previous webinars are there, and they look a little bit like this, and you can click on them and watch them from there and get more information, because every single step that you take to support your health by like if you're supporting your heart health, you're also helping your liver health. So learn and educate yourself. We really strongly encourage you to do that. And now it's time for everybody's favorite part, certainly mine, which is the Q&A. So I'm going to stop the recording and we will answer your personal questions.